Hey, this is George from AES. I'm going to show you our new 2mm adapters. You're probably familiar with 2mm pin tip sockets. They're pretty common. Here's an example of the new Power Pro breakout box using 2mm sockets. Those are very nice because you can have a lot of test points in a very small real estate area. And of course, they're also pretty popular in trainers used in schools. There's a handful of issues when dealing with 2mm sockets, and you can see this here in the Power Probe example. So the sockets are made for pin tip probes, and you put your pin tip probe in there. Now you have this big leverage piece sticking out, and if you have a test lead that is stiff, well, all the pressure, all the movement goes into the connection between the pin tip probe and the socket. And a lot of these sockets have little springs inside there, and you can quickly wear it out. The other issue is if you have a 4mm banana plug, you can get adapters, nice short adapters to put in there, but there you still have this leverage problem right here. The longer it comes out, the more leverage there is. And this little adapter creates another problem. This is basically nickel-plated brass. And when you have nickel-plated brass, this isn't very strong. So if you have it inside your tool or your trainer and you accidentally hit this, you could break that banana plug off inside the socket. And that does not, it's not fun trying to get that out if you can even do it. So my goal was to fix that. Now let's look at this trainer right here at this problem and see what happens when it's used a lot. It's been used so much that it's just completely wallered out, you can't use it. So what we've done is we've made 2mm banana plugs that don't use your standard banana plug with the spring on it like I just showed you. It uses hollow banana plugs. And the nice thing about this is very strong right here, extremely strong. And it's also a spring that can be opened up if you have to. So for example, I spread this out just a little bit right here where the opening is. Just spread it out. Now I put this in there and it is very, very tight. And there's a couple other design things that we did, and one that is most important, it doesn't apply here to the Power Probe, but a lot of trainers have the 2mm sockets that also have a hex socket on top. The hex socket is used so you can hold the socket in place while you tighten it on the back. Well, we put a little shoulder on our banana plug, so when you install it, it goes into that hex socket, and all the stress, the side stresses are being absorbed by that shoulder. So it protects your banana socket, your 2mm socket. So the other thing we did is we used a very flexible wire. So when it moves around, look at how tight that is now. You can move your test instruments around. So for example, this one uses a socket on the end. So I'm going to take my probe, plug it in there, and look how steady that is. And the weight is absorbed here. So the other thing we have is the adapter with a 4mm banana plug on the end. So we can take this probe out, stick this one in here, take our banana plug, whether it be a safety banana plug or not, and just plug it in. Again, there's no stress. So I look at these adapters as an investment in protecting your more expensive equipment, like your breakout boxes or your trainers, or resurrecting sockets that are already worn out to the point where you can't even use it anymore.